have to stay home. We've got cruise ships that are rocking back and forth, almost capsizing. You got the Zika virus all over the place.
That's true. It's not a good time for traveling right now, is it?
No, but a lot of Philadelphians are on that Anthem of the Seas cruise ship that got so battered in that bad weather. In fact, we talked to one here on Good Day Philadelphia, Rose from South Philly.
Her name was Rose. She talked about her experience. They were being thrown about. We saw some of the pictures, the waves. So we're going to bring in our travel expert, Mark Murphy. And what was surprising, Mark, what we heard from Rose, is that they never really gave any warning. We just seemed shocked that the captain would take it into the storm.
Yeah, they were eating in the dining hall. He says, hey, we're going to have some weather here. Go to your cabins and stay there.
Yeah.
Whoa.
Some serious
Well, let's
weather.
show the weather, as a matter of fact. What are you hearing about this?
Well, so what we're hearing is that the captain, in my opinion, and I think a lot of other people's opinion, made a bad decision sailing into that. The nice thing about a cruise ship is you can get around the weather, you can get around the problems, but in this case, they kind of tried to beat it, weren't successful, and those poor folks on board got jostled here and there. And the reason they made them go to their cabins is because if you go to your cabin, you don't have to worry about things flying around, right? You know, loose tables, etc.
Confined, yeah.
And they wanted people to be in there for that reason, for the safety of them and the safety of the individual.
Apparently, when they left the dining hall, they had to crawl up the stairs on their hands and knees because they were getting knocked down every time they tried to get up.
Right. So I've been on probably a total of 25 cruises. I only had one day, one evening where I hit rough weather. But for the most part, they're very safe. I mean, 20 million people took a cruise in the last 12 months.
Yeah.
So that's the challenge I think that people have to think about.
But even with those numbers, I mean, a lot of people are seeing this video, they're seeing these waves. Do you think it will affect Royal Caribbean at all?
Well, I don't think it's going to affect Royal Caribbean. I think what's going to end up happening is if you were ever thinking about taking a cruise, it makes you a little more hesitant. About 80% of the U.S. population is taking a cruise. So if you've taken a cruise, you've probably had a good experience, you'll do it again. But there's that initial factor where they say, I don't know if I want to take a cruise, and 80% have yet to do it, and there's reasons that they give, whether they think they're going to get seasick, they're going to be confined, etc. For the most part, those are unfounded once you get on board and have the experience.
Okay, it's time of year when everybody's itching to get down to the Caribbean especially.
Right.
But then you got this stinking mosquito virus.
And we have some confirmed cases here in our area.
Yeah, in Philly and in Delaware, right?
Yeah, so what you have to worry about is when you go to these places, if you are a healthy male or female and you're not pregnant, you really have no issue, right? You're fine, go enjoy your vacation. If you're planning on getting pregnant or trying to get pregnant or you are pregnant, then I would say avoid those areas. And what you can do is you can protect yourself with, mosquito repellent with DEET in it. Make sure that you're indoors during the times that the mosquitoes are out there actively, like early evening. And that's going to happen in the tropical climates. I mean, everyone's getting hyped up about this, but the reality is they still don't have an actual link between this birth defect directly to Zika. They believe that that's the link. They believe. So I would say exercise caution.
Right.
And the airlines, the cruise lines are all giving you the ability to change your flights and do all that other stuff, so you can go ahead and change it.
Explain to this website. It's called The Lonely Planet. It's been around 15, 20 years now. It's a travel guide, right?
Yeah, their key thing was travel guidebooks, and then what they do every year is they choose the best places to go. And
okay, let's confine it to the United States of America. Was it just the United States of America?
Well, for this list, they did domestic destinations.
Okay. What was the #1 city, the best place to visit this summer, according to Lonely Planet?
Let me think. Philadelphia, bro! Go Philly!
All right.
Yeah, man. How awesome is that? Now, why Philadelphia, right? Because we're here and we're like, what are they talking about? We want to go travel places. No, Philadelphia. We're the neighbor to the north, New York, is very expensive, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you go up to New York. So Philly has great values in hotel stays, unbelievable restaurants. People don't believe how good the restaurants are here.
That's so true.
You got history, you got culture, you got all these great things going on. Do a staycation. Get out of the burbs, come into the city, book a night, book a weekend, bring your loved one, and enjoy first-class dining, first-class hotels, you name it.
I was reading an article in the New York Times the other day. It was over the weekend, and it says there is a big movement for New Yorkers to move to Philadelphia. It used to be Williamsburg, Brooklyn, or whatever like that, Hoboken. They're all now filled up, and people are moving here and commuting on Amtrak every single day.
Okay, so I just bought a place in New York City, right? So trust me, you come down here to Philadelphia, you get 2 to 3 times what you get in New York for what you pay in New York City. So coming down to Philly. So in that sense, yeah, without a doubt, it's a great value, and you just keep seeing that migration out. Today, if you want to buy a place in Brooklyn, which was the cheap place, $1,000 to $3,000 a square foot.
A square foot.
A square foot for an apartment. So
Yeah.
Well,
we're
aren't we
talking
lucky
huge money.
to
Mark, good
live
to see
here
you.
in Philly? Thanks,
We
Mark.
are.
Thanks.
Frozen